Oh, hello, I'm Cedric Pendleton. I can be reached on all social media platforms at CEDRICPENDLETON. This is Kandid Kisses TV with Michelle C. So make sure that you reach out to her when you want to laugh, because she got the joint. Ah! Mwah!
It's the Jill of all trades, Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move. She cute. Your host of Kandid Kisses TV, everywhere you need to be. And if you don't know by now, it's not your typical interview, y'all.
Kandid Kisses blown away. Kandid Kisses TV for tomorrow today. Man, throw that auto-tune on that bitch. Have me sound like Teddy Payne.
Hi there, this is Kim Cole, and you are rocking with Kandid Kisses TV.
It's your boy Talent, baby. Michelle and Kandid Kisses TV with my girl Michelle C. Don't take it personal.
Yo, what's up? It's bruh man from the fifth floor. In the ATL chilling with Kandid Kisses TV.
What's up, y'all? You're watching Kandid Kisses TV with my homegirl, Michelle.
Hello there. Have you asked yourself what you're missing? I have. It's Kandid Kisses TV.
What up, Kiss fam? It is your girl, Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move, the Jill of all trades. And I'm back with another banger. Now, you know what I do each and every time, right about the same time. I got to threaten you a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and get that out the way. Subscribe now. I'm going to tell your mama. Act like she done raised you right. You know, it don't cost nothing. It is free 99. Let me tell you something. I'm so serious about this thing. You got to get the real deal. We finna hit you with it one time. This is a new intro to make sure you understand how serious I am about subscribing to this channel.
I don't wanna fuck nobody up.
No, 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 no.
I don't wanna fuck nobody up.
I don't wanna fuck nobody else. But I will.
If I have to.
Period. It's not a game, okay? Hit it. It's free 99. Go ahead and hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. Now, we need to get into this dope, talented brother. Listen, first and foremost, you have seen him on the TV screen, the movie screen. He been on the stage, the studios. First of all, his resume is impeccable. He's been on House of Pain. He's been on Diary of Mad Black Woman. Oh, and even one of my favorites, it's over now, but they should revamp it. True Blood. Come on now. Listen, give it up for my homeboy, Cedric Pendleton.
Pimps. What's up? What's happening, girl? What's happening? What's happening?
Go ahead and hit them with your Instagram and all your social media so they know how to follow you.
Cedric Pendleton. You see my name up on the thing there. CEDRICPENDLETON on all your social media. I kept it simple. So holla at me and I will holla back.
All right. So we finna get into your business just a little bit.
Oh, don't dip into my business, girl. When I say it's none of your damn business, I mean that.
Oh no, that's fine. We can scurry along when that happens. Now, when did you know that you wanted to be in the entertainment industry?
I think I was 13 years old. My uncle took me to the Arena Theater to see Your Arms Are Too Short to Box with God, the original production with Jennifer Holliday. And I watched her command an audience. And I kept saying, I want to do that. I want to be able to command a room like that. And so that's the earliest recollection I have of that kind of thing. I mean, entertainment gets into your bones, though, girl. It's worse than crack.
Yeah.
Once it's in, it's in. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's like VD. Ain't no penicillin.
Oh yeah, when you get that bug, it's on. So Now, when you hit your first stage, was it acting first, or because I know you? I just found out myself that you dabble in the comedy field.
Well, I play around. The deal is the first time I ever hit the stage on a professional level was theater. I did theater in Atlanta. Well, actually, up and down the East Coast for 15 years, and had the pleasure of working with Ruby D before she transitioned. God rest her soul. But Ruby D is the one that gave me the piece of advice to get out of theater and go to film and television. And film and television took me to the West Coast, and I had an assistant who kept saying to me, "You need to be on stage." And I'm like, well, if I need to be on stage, sign me up for a class, because I don't understand it. And so she did. And I found myself on stage in LA. And then I got booked to come back to Atlanta. And then the stand-up world kind of slowed down because I was on television. But stand-up is something that I love, man. I'm a fan of, first of all of the greats, as well as those brothers and sisters that are grinding in the city now. But I also, I got a message to be able to say a little something that get off my chest to keep me from going to therapy and slapping the shit out of somebody.
Listen. Speaking of the Oscars, no, but when you have that writing talent, writing can take you anywhere. It can take you poetry. Speaking of poetry, because you dabble in poetry too.
Yeah, I do.
It does in different lanes. So when you started doing poetry, was that something that you this was really passionate about, or that was just how you start getting into your writing game?
No, the poetry thing was developed by my mother. Most people don't know that my mother created this environment in our home when we were kids, my brother and I. She created this environment where we came home and we did arts and crafts and memorized things and told stories, and my brother painted, and the paintings that you see in the background right now, these paintings are probably 25 years old. These are my brother's paintings that he doesn't even paint like this anymore. Shout out to my brother. Michimiko.com. But yeah, the deal is my mother created this environment. And so in that environment, writing poetry and doing those kind of things were a part of what we did. And so I had my first poetry published at 12. So, just poetry is something that I've always done. And it's funny to me because it's also gravitated towards music. I find myself now writing for people and doing that kind of thing. And yeah, even writing for myself. But that's a whole nother conversation, different day.
Yeah, well, look, I've been a writer for a minute. I didn't know I was a decent writer till I think high school. I've been writing, like you said, when I started writing music because my family's music background. Everybody in my family do music. Okay. And I started writing, but then I think at around 15, 16, that's when you had your little first crush or whatever. You had your heartbreak and you start writing poetry and stuff. And I had my first poetry published at 16, and I didn't even know I had won. I had won some kind of award or something, and they all over the intercom. And I was just like, "What did I win?" And I was like, "Oh, that thing I wrote 20 minutes ago because I was mad at him." Okay, cool.
Exactly. And it's funny because I've been writing. I write jokes. I write music. I get up in the morning, and it's my way of expressing what I hear. The voices in my head saying during the course of the night, you know what I mean? So it's therapeutic for me. I it's like I told somebody else, I don't know how to stop working. I wasn't built like that. I was built from a set of Black men that worked every day, whether they're working for themselves or whether they're working for someone else, but we grind. And so I take that same discipline and put it into the entertainment industry.
You have to. Now, when you started doing the acting, right? So, and you said you took a class, but I know you're skilled to the point where you can teach classes now. So when is the next class popping off? Because I need to sign up. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the interesting thing is I taught a class here because I'm in Atlanta right now. I taught a class in Atlanta probably 5-6 years ago. And then I got bored. And I think the students got bored as well. And it's just, I got tired of just classes doing that kind of thing. So I started private coaching, which means the money is better.
Oh, absolutely. Come on now.
Less time.
That part.
And here's the major one. All my people are working. Everybody that I have private coached or spent time with, they're all working. I mean, you can find them on television. I'm not going to call names, but you can find them.
You don't even have to do all that. All I know, let me know where to sign up because I'm trying to be working.
Well, I mean, that acting thing is like I explained to somebody else. That's a gift that God gave me that I've been working at for over 30 years. So if I ain't good at it, I need to get out the game. Okay. And so the whole point is it allows me to stir up the gift in others, but also stir up the gift in myself. So, I mean, acting is the first love. God willing, knock on wood, I'll be doing it until the day I draw my last breath.
Now, the dope thing about it is you know what people are looking for, because it's horrible when you go to an acting class and they're showing you all the different techniques, but they can't pinpoint and say, they're going to need this. They're going to want this. So you really just kind of freestyling and trying to figure it out as you go. At least with someone that's in the acting field that's working, you can say, this is what's needed to be done versus people having to guess what needs to be done.
Well, the interesting thing about that is you start to see what's valuable in the marketplace. And again, I'm preaching to me. So if I'm preaching to anybody, I'm preaching to me. Acting is 75% talent, but let me say it correctly. It's 25% talent. It's 75% business and relationships. And so the question is your business in order? Or your relationships, are you exploiting those and trying to utilize those to get what you want? Right. Like anything else in life, I mean, you can teach a monkey to dance, but can you teach that monkey to think? That's the thing. And so for me, I took some time off from the entertainment industry. I had some personal things going on in family, and family means more than anything career, star-studded. You can't put none of that on an epitaph. But I've taken the time to get mentally strong. Mental things, people need the mental things. I smoked a whole lot of weed. Okay. And so the whole point is that I've taken the time off to be able to retool, reaffirm who I am and what I want in my life. So that acting thing is something that I do because it's a gift. I produce only because that's a freaking job. I mean, it's a job. And the only reason I write is because I hear these voices, and every now and then I get a chance to direct. And so, yeah. And
executive produce too. Come on, let's talk about it. For the love of money, baby, listen.
Hey, for the love of money, it dropped last week on all of the streaming services. You can get it everywhere. I mean, you can get it at Walmart, you can get it at Redbox, you can get it everywhere. So for the love of money, right now is streaming everywhere. We're working on the distribution of a soundtrack to come with it, because they're records with Carrie and Keith Sweat and DC Young Fly and Rotimi, and I mean, so I'm working on making sure that comes out, and so we're working, and then we're gearing up for the next movie, which we're shooting in June, but that's a whole nother conversation.
And that's fine, because I'm gonna be pulling up, because I'm gonna be in that movie. Y'all just gonna
all right, pull on up, girl, pull on up. You can lick. Wait a minute, you stand on the corner with your Tootsie Roll, going, yeah, I see ya.
When I say, and I was humbled to be able to interview Melvin Childs, that was also a part of the movie. But yeah, we were, me and a good friend of mine got a chance to actually see the movie. We did the premiere, and excellent. It was dope seeing people that I knew personally, and then it was just a dope production. I was like, this is pretty dope. And then how if you in the industry any type of way, whether you're doing makeup, comedy, whatever, and you look and we got to stay for the credits. We was like, oh wait a minute, I see you saying, okay, I see you.
I'm gonna tell you this, like DC and Rotimi were watching the movie for the first time, and we were sitting in the theater, and we were all sitting together, and then all of a sudden the credits come up, and DC stands up and yells and goes, "What?" And then Rotimi was like, "What?" So, I mean, it's been a blessing. The blessing is I've had the opportunity to put my hands in the game, and so only God can foresee what's to come, but I got some big things planned, so we'll see what happens.
Now, do you like the director hat? Like, we're just like make sure everything come together, or do you like just being in it more?
Girl, I like entertainment. I breathe. This is it. I mean, it's my life work. It's like people ask my daughter, often, what does your dad do every day? And she says, work. And they like, what is he working on? She was like, work. She got offended.
Right, mind your business.
They happened to be colonizers that were asking her. And so she got a little offended about that, because you don't ask, a singer what he does every day. You don't ask. It was interesting. And I told her, I was like, that's ignorance.
Yeah.
Because the deal is I love entertainment. That's why you see me in the comedy club, like hanging out. I mean, you my people. Like the prime example, the thing that like blew me away was when you called me on the phone, and I had you in my phone as an MUA, because I produced a makeup conference here in Atlanta, and so that's how I knew you. And like then you were talking to me about comedy. I was like, girl. I know who you are.
That's what tickled me, though, right? Because I'm just like, so you just give your numbers out to random strangers?
Yeah.
I was like, hey, but you never know. Networking is key.
Hey,
so what it is.
and in that same instance, you good people. So from that particular perspective, I know you guard. I know you guard me like I guard you, and that's like when we spend time at the comedy club, I'm always impressed at what you're doing, how you doing it, how you moving. And girl, I appreciate you. I mean, I'm gonna just say that straight up. I do. I appreciate you. Like,
well, I appreciate you too. Because one thing I hate when you're in an industry where people don't want to connect. If you know how they do, like, oh no, you have to be a certain someone for me to do. No, hey, such and such, meet this person. Let's network. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But people are so in their stuffy ways. Oh, if you're not a millionaire, you can fuck all that. Look, come meet this person.
Because at the end of the day, we all put our draws on the same way. I mean, some of us a little slower than others, but that's all right.
Because I got arthritis, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
I'm just saying. So the whole point is like I try to treat people with respect. Every now and then I slip up and have a bad day and may slap the shit out of somebody, but that's a whole nother conversation.
That's being human. That's what we do.
I mean,
I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to warm it up too, and
But I want to say something about that, because like I've had 15 people call me this morning and ask me about that slap that occurred with Will and Chris Rock, and I simply said, you don't know what else is really going on with Jada's health. And that stress alone on a man that's being the head of the household, it can cause too much pressure on a pipe makes a pipe burst.
Oh yeah.
And so that brother may have more pressure than we know about at this particular.
Absolutely, he does. You just all the memes he done survive. The August Alsina, the entanglements, everything is just building, and they looking at him as getting jiggy with it. Will he be like, hey nigga, I'm still from Philly, bro.
Yeah, look, wait, like when he said keep your name, when he said it, I was like, that's a brother from the hood.
I was like, all I could think of is when he did it is you remember that the movie 5 Heartbeats?
Yeah.
I had to prove my love. Will's like, I ain't got time to play with y'all today. No, if it was he smacked the pookie out of Chris Rock. But if there was one thing that I felt like was kind of like, it could have been handled better, maybe. But again, you don't know what people are dealing with in they natural life. The only thing that I saw on the internet that made people be like, oh, Will, why do you have to do that? Is because initially he was laughing at it. But when your wife give you them, you better get them. You got to get them. It's just that's what you got to do.
I had this woman call me and said, "Would you protect my honor in that manner?" I was like, "No, because it was a joke. it was a joke." But I can understand why. Again, if you've never been under the pressure of a person that you love being sick or being ill, or having some type of health challenge in itself. If you don't know what that's like, then you don't know what you don't know what pressure and stress really is.
But
Because
that was the hard part too, because from what I understand, because I'm a licensed cosmetologist too, alopecia is, I mean, it's something that you don't want to deal with, but it's not like it's lupus, it's not like it's cancer. So from a person that's from a comedic, like I know as comedians, we don't always have the best way to respond because our mind is different. Let's just put it that way.
it is.
So,
It is. And you go to the funny immediately.
exactly.
I mean,
You could be, I know me, I could be at a funeral and I can crack a joke. That's the place you crack a joke, but my mind goes there. You know what I'm saying?
my mind goes there. I mean, you know, I could be having sex and I go to a joke in a heartbeat, be like, that's funny. Excuse me, let me write this down before I forget. You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to offend, but that's why I was like, the only little percentage, of understanding I had with Chris Rock, and he's like, it was just a joke, which I get. That's why I'm just like, yeah, but sometimes jokes get smacked. So,
Yeah, I mean, you know, funny is funny, and like, you know, that brother was riffing. Basically, is what he was doing because you know that stuff wasn't written.
exactly.
So he was riffing, and so you know, it crawled up on the wheel in a personal way. Again,
Yeah.
we don't know what that brother was dealing with. We don't. And I noticed even in his speech, he still did not address the health challenges that she may be facing because that's a private thing.
Absolutely.
And so it's just interesting to me, man. It's interesting to me how, again, you know, the pressures, mental pressures of Black men. No disrespect to Black women, just simply saying the mental pressures of Black men are great. I mean, they are great. I have to succumb to that. Like I've had to have conversation, sit down and have a conversation and seek help concerning those pressures. Because
that's one thing that the Black community don't really focus on. Therapy is okay. People act like therapy is a problem. Like, oh, you must be crazy. No, sometimes you need the therapy to make sure you don't go crazy.
Look, you better pray and go to the altar and go to therapy.
Like church is not therapy.
Oh no, because sometimes the preacher don't know what he's talking about. Let's be real.
At all. I
Don't
saw
know what he's talking about.
where she was talking about if you watch Kev on stage, he was laughing about it too. It was a lady preaching about ass. It was like, who says ass in church? Ma'am, come on. Get it together.
Well, I mean, you know, Jesus rode in on an ass.
That's
I've been trying to be Christ-like ever since.
But we are moving on. Oh God! If you wrote a TV series today, what would it be about, and what role would you give me?
Oh, if I wrote actually, I've written a TV series that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have, and you know, I could very easily put you into that. Like, I've written a series. Okay, so we doing make believe. Ask me the question again, because like my head went into business immediately, girl, and I was like, wait a minute, I could put you in there.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, okay. but I don't need to be thinking about business. I need to be thinking about funny. Go. Ask me the question again. If
you wrote a TV series today, what would it be about, and what role would you give me?
It would be how people in Alzheimer's facilities hate clothes.
Wait a minute. First of all,
I would make you the nurse coming in to deal with the man that is blessed of God.
You don't understand the accuracy of that, though. Because I've had.
Yes, I do. I owned the Alzheimer's facility at one particular time in my life, and this dude did not like clothes. No, the woman didn't like clothes. At 3:00 every day, she take her clothes off at 3:00 every day.
It was a countdown, huh?
Look, and then so I had one of my homeboys over there at 3, and so this 85-year-old woman took all her clothes off, and her breasts were hanging down past her ankles. This nigga turned and looked at me and said, "If I'd known we were going to the strip club, dog, I'd have brought dollars."
Oh my God, the accuracy! I had a great cousin that suffered from Alzheimer's, and yeah, that's one of his things. It's unrobing time. That's what you're gonna do.
So that's why I've said to my daughter like 50 times at least, you know, when I'm old, make sure that all my nurses naked.
You know what?
They got to be women and they got to be fine, but they got to be naked.
Okay.
I'm just saying. And then my daughter says, "No, we're gonna have men." And I'm like,
I bet you stay fully clothed in.
I'm like, wait. How do I stop that?
Like, can't stop it, but we want you to keep your clothes on. I bet you that'll work.
Like sausage factories. Go ahead. What's next?
What is something valuable you've learned throughout the quarantine time? And how were you able to pivot in the industry?
Be true to yourself.
Okay.
Period. Like, the heck with taking care of, I mean, don't get me wrong, you can't take care of a bunch of other people until you take care of yourself. So what I've learned is to take care of me before I take care of anyone else, so that I'll have the strength to provide, to be the Joseph in a situation. So the quarantine has taught me to take care of myself mentally, emotionally, and especially spiritually. You can't depend on someone else to love you. You got to love yourself before you love anybody else.
No, that's right.
So that's what I learned. I mean, and in the industry, it's the same situation. I mean, you have an idea, God has placed it in you, it's valuable. So value that idea as much as you value someone else's idea. That's what I learned.
Now, how did you stay motivated though? When you were on that lockdown forever and a day, it seemed like. How did you stay motivated in the industry?
You know, if you are who you hang around, I hang around a bunch of entertainers who, entertainers are basically entrepreneurs. They're always creating, always looking for the next job, always trying to figure out what works. So those are the people that I hang around. Those are the people that I would call my friends. Those are the people that I eat with, that kind of thing. So in a sense of a motivational perspective, what keeps me motivated is the people that I hang around. I mean, they're constantly working, constantly looking for the next thing, constantly reinventing themselves. I mean, so that's it. I hung around them, and I stayed out of the strip club. So that helped too.
Right. You want to keep your dollars, you need to stay out of there.
Corona was floating. The strippers was working.
Oh yeah, they was definitely working. Especially Atlanta, they wasn't closing down. They had cold chicken wings and everything.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. buy one COVID, get one free.
I'm telling you. During the quarantine, we always watching like the versus battles. So did you get a chance to see the versus battles? And if so, which one was your favorite?
I mean, I'm an old school dude, so the whole Patti LaBelle scenario with not Natalie, but Patti LaBelle and what's her name? Gladys. Yeah. That was like the dopest one in the sense of women for me. And then let's be real, if you go to the iconic ones, these last couple of verses have been out of control. I'm looking at the verses going, oh my God, that brand has grown tremendously. And knowing that I started out from a producer's perspective, being a promoter and producing and promoting concerts and things of that magnitude, it just, the music, man, like over the years, I mean, UGK, come on now. It just don't get no funkier than that. And I'm a Southern dude, so that's Southern music. And like that touches me in my soul. It just does. And even Anthony David and Music Soul.
Anthony Hamilton, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Anthony. Did I say Anthony David?
Yeah. Well, Anthony David. You said the favorite women one. My favorite women of all time, of course, it had to be the Brandy and Monica. That's what I grew up on.
Yeah. But it's interesting because I ain't gonna lie. I was waiting on the fight.
You know what? I think Monica was like, if you sing one more poem, pull out that notepad one more time.
I swear. I was waiting on the fight. I really thought they were gonna fight. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. I got, stories I could tell, but we ain't gonna do that.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, luckily, I grew up with Monica, and then I was able to meet Brandy before, and you could tell, like, people be sleeping on Brandy because Brandy is, she was painted to be very, girl next door, whatever. But Brandy an Aquarius like me. Push her if you want to, see if she don't swing back.
Girl, and she grew up in California, so I mean, come
Carson,
on.
where I'm from, Carson, California, baby.
That's what I'm saying. So she got some hood in a heartbeat, but in that same instance, don't sleep on Monica. I'm telling you, that right cross, it wouldn't have been a slap. Monica wouldn't have slapped.
Monica been telling y'all from day one she hood. So
I mean, you know what I'm saying. So, and it's nice to see them grow up in the entertainment industry and become full-grown women.
Yes.
Because it's a difference between little girl squabble, grown woman with money squabble. Grown woman with money will leave it right there where it is and keep walking away because
that's right.
It's not television. It's not a reality show or anything of that nature. It's really like trying to present the image that's necessary in order to grow the next generation of little girls that look up to you. And that's so right. Monica and Brandy both have done that. And
we're going to get this bag regardless. We ain't got to like it. We're going to get this bag.
Word. And wait a minute. And keep lawsuits down. Ain't no sense in giving that money to the lawyers. No. Ain't no sense whatsoever.
Before we get out of the verses, who is your favorite rapper and singer and why?
I mean, again, I'm a UGK dude. I just, I'm UGK to the day I die. I mean, that's my music. That's how I grow up. I mean, I got a 1987 L Dog Cadillac sitting on them things, and every time I bump UGK in it, I feel like, yeah, this is it. You know what I mean? So don't play with me and UGK. That's sacrilegious. I mean, in a sense of from a rap perspective, let's be real. I mean, Jay-Z comes into the game, he does what he does. I mean, you got these other cats that are in the game now that are doing what they do. I mean, whether they be Lil Baby, you know what I mean? Or you got to commend the next generation of artists and where they're taking the music and where they're taking that kind of thing. But eventually, somebody's got to drop in and chime in and add another flavor to it. So
who I think be getting slept on too? Like Outkast is my one of my favorite rap groups of all time. And Goody Mob. But that nigga Busta Rhymes, niggas be sleeping on Busta. Lyrically, come on.
Yeah, Busta got game.
Yes, sir.
Busta got game, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. Outkast is definitely in the playlist, and let's be real. I mean, that last joint Big Boy dropped with Sleepy Brown. I mean, I keep saying that's classic ATL. That's classic Southern music. That's classic. That's classic us and how we walk. It's our swag. Even Killer Mike. I mean, there's enough rap and culture in this particular city, especially when I say this city, I'm meaning Atlanta. There's more culture here in the sense of the entertainment industry than I've ever seen. And like I've grown up in it and had the experiences to be involved with it. So I want to push the culture too.
Okay, and what other group will have you talking about your mama and your cousin too? Come on, that's right there, baby. Okay, so now, who is your favorite singer?
Oh my God, I know this is gonna sound weird. Like this is gonna show the white side of me, but when I say this, I mean I'm a Bonnie Raitt fan. I don't know if you know who she is, but like I'm a Bonnie Raitt fan, and like her music for me like touches a chord in my soul. I like country music, real talk. Where I grew up, Florence, Alabama, which is across the bridge from Muscle Shoals, Alabama. 25% of the music in the 70s and the 80s was recorded. 60s, 70s, and 80s was recorded in Alabama, in my hometown, and so. The whole point is that there was bluegrass being practiced across the street. The musical director from Little Richard lived 2 houses down. There was church music that sounded like the blues. It was so my musical appetite or palette is different than a lot of people's. A lot of people. I mean, classical music in the morning, then in the afternoon it becomes blues, and then it becomes hip hop, and then it becomes country, and then I go. I mean, and then I go to Africa. I go to world beat. I mean, so my palette concerning music in itself is different. And I grew up playing drums in the church, so that's a whole nother conversation, different day. Oh, blessed day.
My my dang on playlist is bipolar too. I can go from Yebba to dang on DMX to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a mixture of everything. I'm gonna get you saved. You're gonna sell drugs, and you're gonna go to church.
Look here, I told somebody else that every time I go to Jamaica, I get a job, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's true. Every time I go to Jamaica, I get a job. And so, except this last trip I went to Jamaica, I didn't get a job because it was in and out. But normally, if I'm there long enough, I get a job. And so the last job I had in Jamaica, I walked through the tourist area and there was this dude playing djembes. And, he was playing these djembes and these sisters started dancing. And he looked at me and he said, "Can you dance?" And I'm like, "Of course I can." He was like, "But can you play?" And I'm like, "Watch." So I sat down with him. And for the next 10 days, I was going around to the hotels playing old reggae music, playing, congas.
On the congos or on the drums?
Yeah, doing congas, singing reggae music, taking your shirt off, making the pretty ladies stop and throw money into the hat kind of deal. But that dude would not let me pay for anything the entire time I was there because, like, he kept saying, "Man, I'm making more money with you sitting here with me."
I know that's right. He was like, keep body rolling. Let's get this money.
So the whole point is that being able to, like, culturally go wherever there's entertainment and, like, throw yourself into it, it's just such a blessing. It just is. Now, it's like I told somebody else. First time I got up to hit a ball when I was playing baseball, I could not hit the ball to save my life. But after a year, I got good. And so it's the same thing in acting. The first time I stood up to perform, it sucked. I've got tape to prove it. It sucked. But so it's the same thing when it comes to music. It's the same thing. I've been honing this skill for a long period of time. We're going to see what happens. That's all I'm going to say.
Now, name one of your favorite actresses.
Megan Good.
Okay.
Megan Good is like, just Megan. Oh my God. Like, I love her. I like Zoe too. I like the way that they craft characters and take their time and live in the moment of being real of who that character is. So those two women, like, and don't get me wrong, Loretta Devine, love her. CCH Pounder, love her. But in the sense of that next generation of women that are doing what Regina King, freaking love Regina. I do. The vets, even Angela Bassett, the vets are who they are. There's no way you can call one name and not think of somebody else and not think of someone else.
Like Viola Davis. Like,
oh my God. And look, I had the opportunity to work with Viola in the Fantasia Barrino story, and her and Loretta Devine. I'm sitting in the middle of the two of them looking, going, "Oh my God, I'm in the middle of greatness." So, but yeah, that's essentially it, is the ability to be able to have a relationship with some of the greats in the game, and then yet and still be able to understand that, we all have our own responsibilities to put it down like they putting it down, to do what we can do to the best of our ability. That's the biggest thing.
Now, out of all of the movies, TV shows, anything that you have been in, who was one person that was like just so remarkable or so memorable in whatever scene or setting you were in?
To be honest with you, it's the girl. It's Ruby D. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. Ruby D, the whole time that we were in rehearsal, kept going, "Baby, what's my lines? Where do I go? Is this the way I stay? Is this my light? Is this how I do this?" And I kept going, "Is she gonna be able to pull this off?" But the moment they said action,
Mm-hmm.
I watched this queen come to life, and I was like, oh my! I literally stood there, and the director said, "Yo, you need to get in the scene." I was like, "Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Can we do this over again?"
Right, you was at all.
Because that situation in itself is like one of the most. It was one that taught me more than anything else. You know what I mean? It gave me a reason to do this because she took the time to impart in me. It's the same reason that I take the time to try to impart in someone else.
Now, what are some words of wisdom you would give any upcoming entertainer or entrepreneur?
Don't give up. Don't listen to other people. The hell what they say. You know what you're doing. Even if you don't know what you're doing, fall flat on your face, get your ass back up and go to work. Like, that's it. I mean, you cannot be self-conscious. You cannot depend on somebody to encourage you. You can't look for somebody to be in your corner. You can't. You've got to have that self-motivating gift to get you up off your ass and like go do it again.
You better bitch on this good day.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, even from comedy perspective, I've been in situations where I've flat out bombed and then went back the next week and killed it. So, same joke.
Right.
Same joke.
It's the room. Like, you can't judge. Like, one room can be here for comedy, another room could be on some other stuff. So you can't really judge it. Like, I think I did a room a couple of weeks ago, and it was the only thing that you get mad about with comedy, though, is because you need the instant gratification to know if you're doing well. And I didn't get any gratification until after. Then, I was like, wait a minute. So y'all was listening the whole time? I'm like, okay, I appreciate y'all was listening, but I need some chuckles in between so I know that it was good.
But again, you gotta know why you doing it. And at least, you know, for me, because it's like I tell people all the time, you know, this ain't jokes for me. This is therapy. I'm up here because I'm trying to save some money from that white therapist that I hire every week.
That part.
So, I mean, I'm just look, if I didn't have the ability to talk to people, it would drive me nuts. And so that was the whole thing about that the pandemic in itself, to be able to talk to people through FaceTime and video chat and to have opportunity to listen to people do comedy for, you know, because doing comedy when ain't nobody laughing back, that's some hard stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Some hard stuff. But yeah, it's perseverance. That's why we do what we do, love. That's why we do what we do.
Now, name one entrepreneur you admire and why.
Mark Cuban.
Yes. You ain't even got to explain, but if you want to, you can.
Well, I mean, he don't give a fuck.
Right.
Bottom line, I mean, if it makes it's like I was in a situation over the course of the weekend. We were trying to make a decision. It was whether or not to go with a production that I had been working on for 2 months. The investor was boo-boo. Did I say that right? He was boo-boo.
Okay.
And so, long story short, all of the other producers were caught up emotionally in it. And I'm like, this is not an emotional decision. This is business doesn't have any emotions whatsoever. It's straight numbers. It's like Jay-Z says, women lie, men lie, but numbers is numbers.
That's it.
Them numbers didn't look right. So we pulled back.
What you say about the monkey?
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, and just because it's delayed does not necessarily mean it's denied. It just means one step back to take 2 steps forward.
Okay, because the next deal gonna be better than what you originally had.
Girl, without a doubt. And like the way that we're positioning it now, you know, somebody gonna be upset that they didn't get aboard on this train because I'm positioning this thing to win. So we'll see what happens.
All right, well, we are finally getting to the fun segments. Our first segment is Kiss or Diss. These are just celebrity crushes that I want, who you kissing, who you dissing.
Okay, go.
We got Lauryn Hill or Erykah Badu. Who you kissing, who you dissing?
I'm kissing them both. No.
Yeah, choose one.
Lauryn Hill may need to go to therapy. Erykah Badu, I'm bringing some weed.
Okay. So which one you picking?
Nah, I'm gonna kiss Erykah. She got the bigger booty.
Okay. All right. We got Taraji P. Henson or Vivica Fox. Who you kissing, who you dissing?
Taraji. I'm kissing Taraji.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Vivica. I know you, baby, but Taraji.
Okay. He gonna slide in them DMs. All right, last one. Mary McLeod Bethune or Barbara Jordan? Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
Give me Mary McLeod Bethune and them big breasts. Give me them others. I'm kissing them.
All right. We are moving on to DAQ. That stands for dumbass questions. They're just random fun questions I want answers to. If you make up a word that would be included in the dictionary, what would the word be and what would be its definition?
Hell, pineapple, no.
Okay. And the definition is
a swinging couple that wants you to be the third.
Okay.
Hell, pineapple, no.
Next question. If you could smack anyone in your past that you know personally with no consequences, who would it be?
The general manager of McDonald's when I was 16 years old, who told me I wasn't going to be shit. I smack your ass. And then I sleep with your daughter.
You know, if we bring it up back old jobs, Marcellus, I still hate your ass. I had a manager named Marcellus. It took every bone in my body not to run in and go over with my car. But
oh my God.
we are moving on. Okay. If animals couldn't talk, which animal do you think would be the rudest?
A hyena.
Okay.
Be the rudest because don't know when to stop. You know what I mean? That's like that cousin that keep asking you for money and you done told them 12 times no. Don't know when to stop.
All right. What's the worst name you could give a church?
Church of God, Episcopalian, Seventh-day Adventist. Don't you want him? Can't you have it? Amen.
All right.
That's the name of the church. All are welcome.
That's a long church name.
All are welcome.
All right. Name 3 ridiculous things you would do or say to get out of jury duty.
I've actually done this.
Uh-oh.
I have a prescription that has to be taken every other hour on the hour. It's called Mary Jane. I have to smoke. My glaucoma back injury won't allow me not to smoke. Now, if y'all want me making a judgment on this case,
oh God.
Here's the other one. I hate white people.
I wish they burned in hell.
Anybody knows me knows that that's a lie, but I'm just saying.
Oh God!
Go for your last one, girl.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, we are moving on to GMG. That is Grinds My Gangster. So name one of your pet peeves.
One of my pet peeves? Being on time.
Being on time is your pet peeve?
Yeah, man, you got to be on time. I know. Sometimes I'm not on time.
Not being on time is your pet peeve.
Well, I mean, being on time. Well, yeah, exactly. Okay. I'm early in my own mind.
Okay. Like, the party don't start till you get here. Okay, I get you.
Oh, y'all late. Oh, y'all over? It's over?
He's like, yeah, the call time was 3 hours ago, sir. All right.
But you know the funny thing is when it deals with money, I am not late.
Oh, ain't nobody late for their check. You gonna be
no. If I'm spending money or if I got studio booked or anything of that, I am not late. I don't play that.
Absolutely not.
You
You could have called off that day. You could have called in sick. But if it's payday, you gonna get that check.
Oh, you gonna get that check. You gonna get that check all day.
All right, moving on to one of our fan favorites. This is Opera That Thing Out. Now, this is where you take any song that you know a full verse to, and you sing in your best opera voice. It could be a rap song, it could be a theme song, nursery rhyme, whatever you got.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
All right, that's how we do that thing. Okay. All right.
Now, when I sing for real, don't you count that against me.
I'm counting it. I'm going to count it. We are moving on to our game, Sing-a-Doo. Now, Sing-a-Doo is a family-friendly game that all can play. It's a music game. And what you're doing, you're singing the melody of the song, but you can only use the word do. And we have different genres. We have hip-hop and R&B, greatest hits, pop Billboard hits, country rock, Sing-a-Doo favorites, old school, TV themes, and party and dances. So I'm going to do a couple of them. I'm going to let you guess, and then I'm going to let you do some. Now, I'm going to stay in the R&B and hip-hop lane because that's the lane I know. All right. You ready?
Go.
Do 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 do.
That's funny because I can sing the lyric, but I don't know the name of the song, so I suck.
Well, sing the lyric because that'll be.
Do it again.
Do 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 do.
That's grits in the gravy. The grits, Jill Scott.
But what's the name of the song?
See, that's what I'm saying. I suck at that, but I can.
Well, that was close. It's a long. Let's take a long walk.
See, that's what I'm saying. I knew who it was. I knew.
You can have credit. You can have credit.
All right. See, I suck at that. I suck at naming the title of a song. I suck at that part. But in terms of the melody and that kind of thing, that sticks. Go.
Ooh, let's see if you can do this one because I don't know if you're gonna be able to get it. Do 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 do.
Oh.
Do 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 do.
Do it, do. I was like, this is a lot of shit. Do.
Oh, you know it. Do. You give up.
That's not Janet though. But that's not Janet. Do. I can hear that. Do it again. Do it one more time.
Do.
That's funny because I know that.
I know you know it.
What is that, girl? What is that? I know
Every time I close my eyes, I thank the Lord that I've got you. I've got that is every time I close my eyes, Babyface.
Boo.
Don't be hating on my dudes.
Boo.
This one you better get. This is the one you're gonna have to get. I'm gonna see if you can do something. All right.
Don't give me none, girl, because I'll suck at them. Go.
You know this one now.
Go.
Okay. Do 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 do.
That's Boys the Men, isn't it?
No, but boy is in the title of the song. And we were
that's Brandon. That's not Brandon.
Yes, and who? The boy is mine.
See, I knew it. I knew that was a boy. I knew that was a boy.
You had a praying grandmother. Okay.
It was a boy.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hold some cards up to the camera, and once you pick a song and you got it, let me know, and I'll put it down and I'll try to guess it. You ready?
No.
All right. Let's see here.
Don't. Don't.
Is it hip hop?
No. Girl.
No, I'm saying is the genre, is it hip hop song?
No.
Okay.
No. All the cues go.
Something like the dog, the big atomic dog.
Yep.
Oh my God, that's the only reason I could be saying cues. I wouldn't have did it that way. You talking about my dudes? Your dudes wasn't that good either.
Mine was down. Yours was do.
Cause it's called sing a do.
Down. Do.
All right, let's try one more, and then we out of here. Here we go.
What? I can't see that, girl. I got glasses on and I still can't see that. Okay. I don't even know that one.
Okay, we can go to another one.
Give me another card. The one that caught my eye, I didn't know. Don't know. What? I don't remember how them songs go. See, titles of songs, you start to sing the song. Give me another one, girl. Give me another one. I feel like I'm playing spades and I ain't got the trump.
Outstanding.
Hey, thank you. Okay. Thank you. Look, my doo-doos got better.
They got better.
Thank you.
Everybody that is interested in the game of Singado, you can order it at singado.com and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have our game show popping over there. It's YouTube/Singado Game. And Cedric, please let everybody know how they can find you again. If you got merchandise, if you got a show coming up, if you casting for something, let them know.
Michelle, I got you can find me at Cedric Pendleton, CEDRICPENDLETON on all social media. I'm in the process now of dropping and working on a podcast and also working on something else. There's something else that we're working on, and I'm gonna get you to come play with us when we reboot. We reboot in 30 days, and so I took 30 days back in order to get it right. But we're about to go. We're about to.
You know what happened, right? You had to get the 30 days back so you can pull me in. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it was. Jesus knew.
That's what it was.
He knew. He answered that prayer.
All day. Yes, he know I got a praying grandmother.
Hello.
Well, that has been another episode of Kandid Kisses TV. Make sure you tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Wednesdays we go live. And Cedric, appreciate you coming by, stopping in, acting a fool with me. And
Kandid Kisses TV is sponsored by Singado. Did you do it today? Singado.
Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it like this? Can you do it real quick?
Go get it.
Pick a card up. Pick your genre. Can you do it right? You're gonna wanna, bruh. It's first to 21. We'll get the job done. So grab your friends and fam, cause it's a lot of fun. Some do it with some class, but make it real fast. This time is kinda tricky. Can you do it in 6 weeks? Get your copy today at singado.com.
Guess what? Kandid Kisses TV has merch. That's right. You can find it at artistperiod.com. We have everything you need. We have hoodies. We have coffee mugs. We even have throw pillows and beach towels for the summer. Get it right. Keep it tight. Listen, everything you need to get your drip right, artistperiod.com has it for you. That's artistperiod.com. Get your drip right with artistperiod.com and Kandid Kisses TV. Make sure you get it today. Kandid Kisses TV is brought to you by Kissable Lips Cosmetics. You can be kissed without kissable lips. Shop KissableLipsCosmetics.com today for all your beauty needs.